Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Joining me at the news desk, our news desk, actually. We take turns.
Yes, we do.
Claiming the news desk between Tech News Today and Tech News Tonight. Yeah, I've got those right. Is Mike Elgan. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Sarah. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. So you've got an Acer Chromebox CXI today. In fact, as we were setting up for the show, some people in the chat room were saying, ooh, is that what I think it is?
Yes.
So what do we got here?
Yes, it is. Well, we're all familiar with the Chromebook, which is a laptop that basically uses a browser as the operating system. And these are great. Some people love them. Some people hate them. But this is the desktop version of that. There are multiple variants. This is Acer's new one. And I'm just going to cut right to the chase and talk about the benefit of this, which is that it's cheap.
Okay.
And by cheap, I mean both that it's inexpensive. It starts at $179.99. That's for the 2 gig version, and $219.99 for the 4 gig version. Those are the two only options. The device itself is not flimsy. It's not problematic. This is a good product right here. It has tons of ports, so 2 USB in the back, 2 in the front. You can plug in the included keyboard and mouse if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. The mouse, I'm going to just show those very quickly. This is a kind of literally a peripheral part of the product. This is a pretty good mouse. And this is a really horrible keyboard. This is a terrible, terrible keyboard. You want to throw this in the trash. Recycle it responsibly. Well, it's just cheap and flimsy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a $179.99 product, so how good is the keyboard going to be? Not very. So you can get rid of that. The good news is that this supports Bluetooth, so you can take your nice Bluetooth keyboard that you probably already own. You plug in the display that you probably already own, or a TV. It supports HDMI and display ports, so you can very easily plug it into your HDMI port on your TV and turn your TV into essentially a giant non-portable Chromebook. So again, this is a Chromebox CXI. Now, one of the good things about this that's a differentiator, and again, the Chromium-based devices are all pretty much the same. When you boot it up, you're in Chrome, you're on the internet, you're using Gmail and using Chrome browser and everything that Google offers there. One difference is that this has something called Power Wash. So you push one button and it wipes everything clean, just like completely factory restores it. So it's very, very quick to loan it to somebody or let somebody use it, and then
all your search history is gone and all of that stuff that Google loves to save.
And you can, of course, you can download files. People think you can't because it's supposed to be in the cloud, but of course you can download files on a Chromebook, on a Chromebox, and so you're gonna have lots of files. If you download pictures or whatever it is you're downloading, that'll just all be erased, and any trace that you were there is gone forever. Now, of course, whenever we are with family on the holidays, everybody's like, what do I do? This doesn't work, that doesn't work. It's so cheap that I'm just tempted to just hand this to Uncle Fester and say, look, here, just use this. And, of course, you can't get viruses. You can't have a lot of the problems you get with Windows and even with the Mac or even with iPads because there's basically no there. There's no local operating system, so you can't get any of those sorts of problems. So this is just a fantastic product. But I'm curious, Sarah, I know you're an Apple fan. I'm an Apple fan too. What do you think of the Chromebooks, the Chromeboxes? Do you like that idea?
I definitely like the idea for anybody who's like, and this applies to kids in school, as you mentioned, Uncle Fester, maybe people who are still kind of locked into that, oh, I sit at the computer and I do things at the computer, and that includes things like email or maybe looking up something online here and there, maybe checking Facebook, that sort of thing. I think that the Chromebooks particularly are great because they're portable and they're cheap. This is even better because I think in many cases, having a laptop that you kind of explain how it works might not be a selling point for somebody who already has an older monitor or maybe even a nicer monitor. And you say, this is your computer. This is how small they've gotten these days. And they don't really miss the lack of maybe onboard storage because that's not really what they're doing anyway. Definitely. And as you said, it's limited storage, but there is some. Yeah,
and it's also nice to have I like to have computers all around the house, but I don't really have enough to go around. But I have old, I have old keyboard here and there. I have an old monitor, so I can just put one of these things in the kitchen with a monitor, and I've got a computer in the kitchen that I don't have to move. I don't have to take my iPad in there or whatever, and risk it getting something on it. And one other thing that's really cool about this is it has a mount. It comes with a little mount that lets you mount it on the back of the monitor. So you can pretend like you have an iMac.
Oh, all right. So as long as you can reach back there a little bit, you are good to go.
That's right.
You've got a hidden computer.
That's right. And so, of course, it has headphone jacks, pretty much everything a PC has in terms of jacks and ports. So I'm going to give this a buy simply because it's a Chromebox that's very inexpensive. It works. And everybody should have, a couple of these around the house, I think.
Yeah, exactly, especially for the price. You said the keyboard's junk, but you probably have a Bluetooth keyboard, or that's something that could be picked up relatively easy. Also comes with a mouse as well. Yep. As you said, it's kind of cheap, but it certainly looks sturdy. And like you said, you could hide it if you really don't like to look at it at all.
Yep. Give Chromebox a chance. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, Mike Elgan, thank you so much. That is the Acer Chromebox CXI. Price starts at $179. Quite a buy, if he does say so himself.